Hi, I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, and welcome back. Welcome to Module 3 of the Alchemy of Hypnotapping Wealth program. And in this module, we're going to explore motivation for wealth creation. Motivation is, of course, very important after you establish confidence that you can do it, which we did in the last module. Now you want to move that into action, because without action, nothing gets done. So we want to make sure that you have the motivation necessary in order to create all of the wealth that you want in your life. And hypnotapping is a wonderful tool to allow you to do that. So as with every hypnotapping session, what you'll want to do is make sure that you are in a place where you won't be disturbed and you're not operating a motor vehicle or riding a bike or anything else. You're just sitting or lying down with nothing else to do, and you can do these procedures. Likewise, if you're working with someone else, make sure that both of you are in that type of environment. Also, my understanding is that if you're doing these procedures with yourself or someone else, you have the consent of a PhD psychologist or a medical doctor before proceeding. The reason for that is that this type of procedure gets into a lot of emotional ground, things that you may have covered up or may not be aware of, and we're exposing those. So in case there's any sort of emotional fallout, you or your client need to have somewhere to go, someone who can work on that with you. So as with any hypnotapping session, when we start, we do the pre-talk. Now I'm going to skip that here because the understanding is that you already know how to do the pre-talk. I don't have to educate you about hypnotapping. You can go back to Module 1 and find out about hypnotapping if you need a refresher on that. But the pre-talk is something that, as I've said, is done in the first session. And when I work with clients one-on-one, whether it's hypnotapping or just hypnosis, I spend a full hour with them the first session and work on just the pre-talk and the assessment and answering any questions they may have. What we are going to do the assessment. So you do want to make sure that you have something in mind that's been working against your motivation. Now, ideally, you'll want something from the Dr. Steve 5 that is the opposite of motivation, something that's been slowing you down, some negative feeling that you've been holding on to that's been slowing your motivation down. And as you'll recall, it's best to get something from the Dr. Steve 5, from SAVED, either sadness. Perhaps you have some sadness associated with motivation. That could be a possibility. Perhaps there's anger associated with it. Perhaps anytime you think of doing anything and accomplishing anything, it makes you angry that you have to do it in the first place. So that's how the Dr. Steve 5 would fit into a session like this. Perhaps it's vulnerability. Perhaps you feel that if you're motivated and you do things, well, you'll be vulnerable. You'll be doing things, accomplishing things. People will be judging you for those things. And so it will open up your vulnerability. Similarly, perhaps it's embarrassment. Perhaps you feel that if you're motivated and you start doing things, you'll be embarrassed at certain times. And D in SAVED is disappointment. Perhaps your concern is that you'll feel disappointment, that if you do something and it doesn't work out, that you'll feel disappointed, and that's getting in the way of your motivation. There's so many things that can slow down people's motivation because they bring in all of these emotions into it. So pick one now that you feel it is for you, and realize that when we do this part of hypnotapping, you can take as long as you need. If you need to come back tomorrow with that word, perhaps you're not aware of it right now, but if you do some meditation, soul searching, take a walk, take a shower, whatever it is that allows you to clear your mind and get into that state where you're just relaxed and you're in touch with your subconscious mind, then perhaps it will come to you. It doesn't have to be something that you just think of right off the top of your head. Usually when I work with someone, we spend time figuring out what it is, and that's done in the pre-talk. So realize that in order to get the word, the specific word, the emotion, the negative emotion that's causing your lack of motivation, or at least you feel it's contributing to it. Maybe you don't know exactly, but you have a strong feeling that it is related to that. Then in order to do that, sometimes it takes some time. So go ahead and find that word for yourself. And if you need to come back to this, that's fine. But my understanding is if you're still watching and or listening, you have your word, something preferably from the Dr. Steve 5. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be a word. It can just be a feeling, just this sense of, sometimes that's all it is. It's just this sense of, and there's no word for it. It's just this feeling that you have. But the important part is that you need to be in touch with it, whatever it is, however you express it, and you need to give it a number. So go ahead and give it a number now from 0 to 10. 0 meaning there's no pain at all. In other words, you wouldn't even need this session. 10 meaning there's so much pain, you'd rather not even talk about it. It's just so painful that it's really bothering you, and it's just something that's almost unbearable. So that would be a level 10. So somewhere between 0 and 10 is the number that you want to choose right now for that pain. And of course, the idea is that we have the assessment here, but we also have the reassessment in step 9, where we're going to look at that number again. So write it down. If you're working with someone, write it down where they can see it. And you'll want to put that somewhere and you can refer to it later, because we're going to look at it in the reassessment to make sure that this worked, to make sure that you're making progress toward your goal of relieving yourself to some degree of this negative feeling. Perhaps it will completely go away. Perhaps it will go from level 10 to a level 0. Typically, what we see when we're working with people is somewhere around a level 8 to begin with, and then a level 5 afterwards. And in many cases, we actually will get lower than that, down to 3 or 2. It's very rare when you'll see a 10 to a 0 the first time, but it can happen, and it does happen. So be open to whatever that number is for you, and then we're going to move forward with the hypnosis session. Now remember that steps 3 through 8 are in hypnosis. You're in hypnosis during that time. So my understanding is that you are in a place where you don't need to do anything, no one's going to bother you, and you're not operating a motor vehicle or doing anything else other than sitting or lying down, and you are ready to proceed with hypnosis. All right, so let's begin the hypnosis session. And as I've mentioned, we always want to make our recordings in such a way that if the person's using it for a second or third, etc. time, and it's not just their first time, that we pay attention to the fact that they may already have their number reduced, and we're just reducing it more. So rather than implying that we're starting from scratch, we always say something to the effect of, and now to address any residual negative feelings, we are going to do this session. Something along those lines, which addresses the fact that they may already have a lot of the negativity cleaned up because they may have already gone through the steps, and they may be using this recording for a second, third, fourth, etc. time. And so we want to say that this is going to address any residual negative feelings rather than asking them or implying that we're asking them to feel the full force of the negative feelings that they initially had. We're going to pick up from where they left off and continue on that progress. Progress I'm talking about, of course, is measured in the number. We're going to reduce that number even further, or at least that is our intention. And now we move into the induction. And in the first session, I narrated quite a bit in the previous module because I wanted you to understand what was going on. As we move through these modules, I'm going to narrate less and less because I want them to be standalone modules that you can use for yourself also. I want you to be able to use these recordings for yourself. And so I don't want there to be a lot of academic information or narration along with it. So I'm going to fade that out as we continue with these modules. So if you want to know where we are, you can look at the video, and I will be pointing to where we are, but I'm going to minimize and eventually eliminate my narration. In other words, now we're going into the deepening, and here's what the deepening is. I'm just going to go into the deepening and do it. So let us go ahead and begin. You can either have your eyes open or closed. It may be helpful for you to watch me, or at least from time to time to look and see where we are, but that's completely up to you. This hypnosis session is on motivation for wealth creation. And so for the induction, for the first 5 minutes of the hypnosis session where I'm inducing hypnosis, I'm going to use a woods induction. In other words, I'm going to paint a picture verbally of you being in the woods and enjoying nature, and that is designed to just relax you into hypnosis and open the access to your subconscious mind so that this whole process will become easier for you. That's why we combine hypnosis with tapping, so that the hypnosis part gives you a more full access to those feelings in your subconscious mind. So let's go ahead and begin. And I'd like you to relax now. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And when you're ready, open your mouth slightly and exhale slowly. Good. And then another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And when you're ready, open your mouth slightly and exhale slowly. Good. And then just continue breathing easily, effortlessly, and comfortably as you allow yourself to relax. As you imagine yourself safely walking in the woods. You are safe and protected. You are just imagining walking in the woods in your mind. You can imagine that there are many trees or a few trees. It's up to you. You are in charge. You are creating the scenario in your mind as you relax. And it seems as though every step you take in the woods relaxes you even more as you now walk and enjoy nature, smelling that unmistakable earthy smell. You can smell the ground, you can smell the leaves, you can smell the trees. So wonderful and natural to be here in the woods, walking, relaxing, and unwinding. You hear a few birds off in the distance. Through the tops of the trees, you can see the beautiful blue sky. It is a wonderful day. You can feel a gentle breeze blowing as you walk. And the temperature is just right. You can feel all the muscles in your legs activating as you walk. And as you swing your arms gently back and forth as you walk, you can feel them and feel your whole body relaxing. It feels so good to be here in nature, relaxing and enjoying this beautiful day. You are so relaxed and at ease, and you can paint any nature into the scene that you choose, anything at all. I'll leave that to you, but you are safe and protected. Walking in the woods is so peaceful, and you feel your mind opening now. You can feel yourself embracing motivation as you just walk and relax in the woods now, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about who you are. And you can hear the sounds of nature in the background. And as you look up through the trees, you can see a few birds now flying to the sky. This allows you to relax even more as you continue walking and unwinding, letting go, feeling good about yourself as you walk in the woods. And as you continue walking, you come to a clearing in the woods, a large clearing with a lot of grass. It is safe, the grass is low, and you walk into that clearing and you realize it is a field. You are safe and relaxed as you walk further into this field, away from the trees. You are so peaceful and so relaxed. And in just a moment, you're going to relax even more deeply. You find, as you look into the sky, a bird flying away from you slowly. And the further away from you this bird flies, the more you relax. And as this bird flies away, you are going to count from 10 to 1, so that the lower you count, the more you relax, and the more the bird flies further from you, and the further you explore the negative feeling that has been slowing you down concerning motivation. Feel free to explore a different aspect of this negative feeling as the bird flies further from you. You are going to tap different parts of your body as I guide you through the deepening now. Starting with the number 10, and just relaxing. There's nowhere to tap for number 10. Just noticing the bird flying further away as you relax more deeply. And you get in touch with one aspect of that negative emotion. You allow yourself to relax. 9, tapping the top of your head now as you relax even more deeply and the bird flies further away. And you explore one aspect of that negative feeling, allowing yourself to feel the negativity of that negative feeling. This is 9. 8, tapping the inside of one or both eyebrows now, with however many fingers you want to use. As the bird flies further away and you relax more deeply and explore another aspect of that negative feeling. 7, tapping beside one or both of your eyes now. It's your choice. As the bird flies further away, you relax more deeply and you explore another aspect of that negative feeling. 6, tapping under one or both of your eyes now. As the bird flies even further away, allowing you to relax more deeply and explore another aspect of that negative feeling. 5, tapping under your nose now as you relax more deeply. The bird flies further away. It's getting very difficult to see the bird now. So far away and you are so relaxed as you explore another aspect of this negative feeling. 4, tapping under your mouth now, above your chin, as you relax and the bird flies further away, and you explore another aspect of this negative feeling. 3, tapping your collarbone now on one or both sides. It's your choice. As the bird flies so far away now you can barely see it, and you relax more deeply and explore another aspect of this negative feeling, allowing yourself to feel that negative feeling. 2, tapping under one or both of your arms now as you relax even more deeply and the bird flies further away. Exploring another aspect of that negative feeling, feeling those feelings, whatever they may be. And 1, tapping the karate chop point now, which is this part of your hand on either side. It's up to you how you tap. You want to tap the side of your hand there as the bird now disappears from your view and you find yourself completely relaxed yet focused on that negative feeling or any feelings associated with it that are coming up for you now. Good. And now, as you continue focusing on that negative feeling, you're going to use finger tapping, starting with tapping on your thumb. As you focus on that negative feeling, tap on your thumb with 1 or 2 fingers, or 3, it's up to you. You can tap on either thumb, anywhere on the thumb, but if you want a specific place, I recommend the top next to the nail. And that goes for your fingers also. And you're just focused on that negative feeling now as you tap there. Focused on that negative feeling that's been taking away from your motivation, that negative emotion, just focused on it, different aspects of it, as you now tap on your index finger, focusing on the negative feeling. Tapping now on your middle finger, again focusing on the negative feeling as you do this. Feeling the full intensity of it. Again, tapping now on the ring finger as you focus on that negative feeling. And finally tapping on your pinky finger as you focus on that negative feeling. Good. Now you can relax. And now we're going to focus on the positive in the script. And as you focus now on your amazing future, you realize just how powerful you are. You are taking the steps to let go of your limiting beliefs, to let go of the negativity that previously held you back from being motivated, and instead you are embracing a powerful future, a future in which you are highly motivated to achieve all of your goals. So I'd like you now to imagine your goals. Imagine seeing them in front of you, seeing them written out in front of you. And you smile, realizing how easy they will be to accomplish. You are very powerful now. You are very motivated. You are full of motivation and the energy that you will need to accomplish all of your goals. Anytime you have a goal, you're able to easily accomplish it. And specifically now, I would like you to focus on your goals related to wealth creation. You are so motivated now to generate wealth in your life, ongoing streams of wealth. You are so powerful and amazing. And I'd like you now to see yourself 6 months in the future, having achieved 1 or more of your wealth-related goals and looking forward to achieving the rest. You are so powerfully motivated to continue moving forward. You have had challenges and you have overcome them. As you imagine yourself standing now 6 months in the future, I would like you to look back at the past, look back to now, and see those simple, easy steps that you took. Things that previously seemed difficult. Yes, there were challenges along the way, but you met them and you overcame them. You found resources. You did this because you are highly motivated to achieve your wealth-related goals. So see yourself standing 6 months from now in the future with friends around you who are very happy about your success. You are an example to others of how they can live when they believe in themselves, of how they can achieve their goals. You are so motivated that you are an example to all of your friends and all of those who know you or even know about you. Your motivation is inspirational. Feel it. Feel how motivated you are as you look forward to the future beyond that point now, beyond the 6-month point. You see new goals that are even more exciting, that generate even more wealth for you, and you're excited about them. Very good. And now we are going to move into the 9 gamut, and this is designed to help you remove any residual negative feelings. So I'd like you again to focus on the negative feeling that previously slowed you down and took away from your motivation. Focus on that again now. When you go through the 9 gamut, be sure to tap the gamut point, which is right here on either hand. And you'll tap it the entire time that we're going through the 9 gamut. First, I would like you to close your eyes for 5 seconds. As you tap and as you focus on the negative emotion, now open your eyes for 5 seconds. Good. Now look down and to the right for 5 seconds. As you tap and as you focus on the negative feeling, look down and to the left for 5 seconds. As you tap and as you focus on the negative feeling, roll your eyes clockwise. Roll your eyes counterclockwise. Still tapping, still focusing on the negative feeling. Hum any song for 5 seconds. Do this now as I am silent. Count out loud to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hum a different song for 5 seconds as I am silent. Good. And now you can stop tapping and relax. As we now move in to the trance termination, you realize how motivated and powerful you are. You realize that you are focused on tapping into your motivation to create wealth in your life. You just allow this motivation to flow, and it does. And you become more motivated to create wealth every day. And in just a few moments, I'm going to return you to full awakening consciousness. So you will return to full awakening consciousness at the count of 3. By the time I reach that final number, you will be wide awake and completely out of hypnosis, feeling very motivated, feeling very full of energy. And before you go to sleep tonight, you will take one action that shows that you are motivated now. You will accomplish something that you've been putting off. Perhaps it's sending an email or making a phone call or reaching out to someone. But you will take one step that relates to you being motivated to create wealth. You will do something that you've been putting off that you know will contribute to your wealth creation, because now you have the motivation to do that action, to take that step. So you will do that action before you go to sleep tonight. But in just a moment, you will return to full awakening consciousness. 1, coming up, feeling very good, full of natural energy. 2, beginning to move, beginning to stir, becoming very aware of where you are, very aware of your surroundings. And at the count of the next number, you will be wide awake and completely out of hypnosis. All right now, 3, eyes open, wide awake, and completely out of hypnosis. Very good. And now you have left the hypnosis portion of the session. We have concluded the trance termination. Now we're going to do the reassessment. So what you want to do now is assess yourself again on a scale from 0 to 10, assessing that same negative emotion that in the past slowed down your motivation. Give it a number. See where you are. And before you operate a motor vehicle or do anything else that requires your full attention, such as jogging or riding a bike or doing anything, I want you to take at least a half an hour and just make sure that you're back to full awakening consciousness. And feel free to join me in the next module, because in the next module, we're going to do a session on abundance for wealth creation, allowing yourself to tap into the abundant flow of wealth that you can access once you open your mind to those possibilities. I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, hoping you have an outstanding day.